Alright, here's my review of the Switch 2. So we're starting into our second week with the Switch 2. I was really on the fence about getting one of these bad boys just because of how many launch games it had. And I have not sat down and actually compared the Switch 1 launch titles with the Switch 2, but we at least have more third-party games, but a lot of them you should already have played if you own all three systems. Which, like I do, I own all three systems. But just let me first just start off with this thing's bigger, better, more powerful probably. I don't know by how much. I'm not a tech junkie or anything like that. So I do like how it's bigger. I always had a problem with the smaller screen. I'm getting older. It's hard to look at. Well, it's hard to see some things sometimes for me, especially on the very first revision of the Switch 1. I do have all three here. The very first Switch 1 I got the OLED model, and then the Switch 2. So here's hoping like we don't have any Joy-Con drift with the new controllers or even the new Pro controller. So here are the two Pro controllers, the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, which new feature has two back buttons that you can assign. Right now, this one's a little heavier. That's how it feels to me. But I should get a scale out and see what it actually weighs out at. And Mikey the cat is here being awkward. Come on, dude. Oh! Mikey the cat. Meow meow. Meow 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 meow. Never had a problem with the Switch 1 Pro controller. I've bought some knockoff ones, I guess. They were decent for what it was, but the Pro controller is where it's at on both systems. On to the Joy-Cons. Well, you can see the Switch 2's Joy-Con is much bigger and a little bit heavier. Feels a lot more sturdy than the old ones. So, and plus it just doesn't slide down. It actually just connects in, has a little button on the back to disconnect it from the Switch. And it's hooked by magnets. Here's my real big issue with the Switch 2 and the Switch OLED, which I'm going to go ahead and show you. The dock. Alright, little hinge, but check this out. I'm using a lot of pressure to move the Switch. And if you actually sit it down, it barely moves. Here's the Switch OLED. So, no hinge. And me using very little pressure to move it. Again, very little pressure. And the back plate's a pain in the ass. So, probably I'll just go ahead and show you that. It's like the Switch OLED, but, I mean, once you put your cables in there, it's brand new. Nothing's run properly. I mean, until the cables are not used to it yet. So, that's my main gripe, is the damn dock. It's not as tight as the first version of the Switch. I mean, something they got from the OLED model. Mouse controls, I mean, you have to use one of these bad boys put on there. You probably don't. I only tried it with these bad boys on. Will not replace a mouse by any means. I feel like my hand's going to get cramped up if I use the mouse controls, because it's not an actual big device, you know, the Joy-Con itself. I mean, here's my gaming mouse. Or, not my gaming mouse, but my mouse. So, and you see how big that thing is. This will be a lot more comfortable with in my hands than the Joy-Con. Really interesting feature. Way to go with it. Awesome. Let's hope more third-party games actually use it. I'd like to see some RTSs with it, personally. I have played Civilization 7. Never played one of those games before. it was, I'll just say, interesting. I have never played one of those games, and I wish it was like a Command and Conquer style or Empire Earth. Mario Kart World Tour, fun game. I don't much care for it too much. I play with the kiddo with it a lot. She likes it, and I'll play it with her. She always gets the Pro controllers. I always get the Joy Cons on this, which if you use these before, they're good. This one feels a little bit more sturdier with the Joy Cons in it, but they don't have that little tab on the back on this one, so I don't know what the hell that was for. Final verdict on the Switch 2. I'd say if you find one, get one, because there'll be a lot more games coming out like next month. The Donkey Kong game comes out. Not real thrilled for that one for whatever reason. I really wanted to play the Daemon Ex Machina game, and I thought it was a launch title. Turns out it wasn't. So I was a little disappointed. I have been playing Yakuza 0 on it, which I've never played a Yakuza game. I'm having some fun with that on the Switch 2, which should have been a game I've already played because, whatever, it was already released. But yeah, I totally say pick it. If you find one, pick it up. Don't buy from a scalper, and there'll be more future games that are a lot better than what we got now. Unless you've never played Cyberpunk 2077, which I haven't. I thought about picking it up on the Switch, but I'm like, I'll play it on one of the other consoles. Especially if it's on Game Pass. Yeah, that's all I got to say for right now. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really helps out. So, peace out.